I also say McElyea, yippee yahooey. But in 1978, probably till about 1987 or 90, in 78, I started at Xerox PARC. I was a contractor, and I became an Alto expert. And the Alto was the first distributed computer, first personal computer on a distributed computing system. And when I had an email address at the time, it was Shannon McElyea at Xerox.com, and there were very few people who had email addresses and who were on the internet. I remember a page that was about 10 pages long of all the people in the world, and I started in support. I was essentially herding cats in system software, and I became a system administrator. I also learned to program in Mesa, did application development and application programmer, and I became the Star Workstation consultant. The Star Workstation even today, it was one of the most advanced. It was a predecessor to the Mac. It was a predecessor to a lot of the computing that we have today. It was a graphical user interface. You could put with on your keyboard and the mouse. You could put in graphics. You could put in 15 different language keyboards. You could put in equations within seconds, and that was in 1982. So you could print anywhere in the world. And then I did software, hardware, diagnosis, repair, training. I used to format disks for a lot of the developers. And
tell me about TCP/IP.
TCP/IP. Well, actually, when John Schock was speaking today, I have one of the buttons that said PUP, and I also have the other one that says no PUP. So the PARC, the user protocol, that became the TCP/IP, because we were really using the TCP/IP protocol, or the PARC Internet Protocol, for a while, but we were on DARPANET. We were on ARPANET, and that became DARPANET, which became the Internet. And the thing that was beautiful when I left PARC in SDD in 1987, I worked over at Siemens in Germany. And I was able to communicate all over the world. I was the liaison between America, the Xerox PARC, Xerox in America, in the UK, and then all the systems engineers in Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. And we all had the internet. That was before the internet, but because of TCP/IP, we had that communication protocol. So even in 1978, I started the first joke distribution list, but everyone, we just communicated via email, and it was my entire world. There was a story where when I was in Germany, I was writing to some friends of mine, and I was communicating with also people in Russia who, of course, were at universities. But I was noticing the downfall of Russia because they were putting their money into war instead of education, even though there was a little bit of education. And another girlfriend of mine said, "You were the only person I knew in the world who I could email to. You're the first email address I ever had out of the United States." Whereas I had always been emailing people all over the place out of the United States in 1980, 82, 83, 84. But,
how important is your role today as a role model for women in computing?
I don't think it's been so long. I worked for the first commercial internet service provider, the first commercial internet service provider that went public, and then I worked for the first electronic commerce company, the first global internet company, not global internet, global roaming company that makes it all ubiquitous. The first one is a security company, it's the first security platform. But everything is so like it's there today. It's so ubiquitous that nobody realizes the transitions that we had to go through. That said, I have been a mentor for Girls Middle School for entrepreneurial program in Palo Alto, and also I'm a mentor on my third year in the Tech Women. It's an initiative of the State Department, and what we do is we mentor emerging leaders in the Middle East and Africa on technology and also on culture. And it's a program to bring communication and technology together, because if you cannot empower women without women having a voice, there can be no economic stability and there can be no political stability, and you cannot have peace in the world without women. And so you really do need to empower women. Another thing is right now I am working as the advancement director for the Earth, Air, Space, and Education Foundation. It will be based at Moffett Field at NASA, and NASA's mission is sustainability and peace worldwide, also to end climate change. But our mission is to teach and to engage the local community as well as the global community in the STEM and the STEAM sciences. So science, technology, engineering, and math, science, technology, engineering, art, and design and math, which is art and design is a critical component, to solve humanity's grand challenges. And those are the National Academy of Engineering Grand Challenges, and they touch all bases of what we are today. So it's purpose-driven STEM and engaging the community, engaging the world, and getting kids as well as adults interested to do something different in the world and purpose. Thank you. It's very exciting. Thank you. And I think it will, that people will find, and students will find meaning in their thesis work and their projects that they're doing. Save the world.
To your work. It's incredible. Shannon,
Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.